Yes, it's your boy Wayne. I wanted to do a quick video and just to kind of help the people of God, to help the kingdom to understand who the enemy is in these last days. And I found out that you really can't understand who the enemy is in these last days unless you understand who the enemy was in the first days. You hear me? How God created Lucifer in the beginning. It has buku different translations and buku different religions, but I'm going from the Bible. And to me, this kind of helps understand like what else going on, like how we got to this place we are today. So all right, we know the enemy. The enemy, God created him, Lucifer. He created him to be a cherubim, four-winged angel that covered the throne of God, that stand near the throne of God. He gave him a third of heaven. These are other angels under him. But what a lot of people don't put together, what they say in the Word of God is like the Word of God actually tells you what was his position. If you look in Ezekiel 28:12, the word says that when God created Lucifer, they say, "Thou sealed up the sun." They say he's full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Now, what God was doing right here, what God was describing right here, God was describing the condition on which he created him, which means like, all right, God created him, his condition that God put in, a condition that God put inside of him was to be created with wisdom. That's a condition that's inside of him. He conditioned him to have this. He conditioned him to be full of beauty. He just pretty, you hear me? He just looked good. Like, you know, the angels was jocking him, you hear me? But anyway, so but a lot of people don't put together this first part when he said, "Thou sealed up the sun." So a lot of people take it as when he say he sealed up the sun, that he took wisdom and he sealed up the sum of wisdom on the inside of him. That's not what that means. What God was describing here was a description of his position, his created position. So he's giving you a description of his uh, characteristics, or what how he look and how he is, which means he's full of wisdom and he's uh, perfect in beauty. So he give you a description on his condition here. But then when he say he sealeth up the sum, he's giving you a condition of his position. Now, what is this position? Now, in every military, you got to remember the angels were the first military. Was the first military. So if you think about it, look at it like this. In every military, there's a person, there's an officer that goes around, and he's called a sealer. This officer goes around and he checks the property of the government. What he does, he tests it, he weighs it, and he sends it through all type of tests, making sure everything works how it's supposed to work. And then once it's done, they give it a seal, or they stamp it with the state seal. Now, when they stamp this with the state seal, that means it's approved, it's good. Now, going back to the army of the angels, the army of God. When he created Lucifer, Lucifer was to seal up the sum, which means he went around and he checked the property of God, which was the earth, which was the creation, which was the trees, whatever God created. He went around and he checked all of it. This is what he did. This was his job, and he went around and checked it. And when he was finished checking it, he gave it the seal of approval. Now, what is this seal? Now, if you think about what is the simplest way to describe or to say that something has been seen, think about it. The first way, if you see something, what would be the first? How would you describe that you've seen it? With an eye. Now it brings you back to the present day. You seeing all these eyes everywhere. They got an eye in Egypt. They got an eye in they got an eye in the Chinese people, the third eye. It's like there's just eyes everywhere. You hear me? So when you're looking at it like this, all right, the enemy was the sealer. The devil was the sealer. What he did, just like he tested Jesus and he told him he would give them this much, and if you do this for me, I'm gonna give you this. He know how to get you. He know how to get you. He'll know what you need. He study his enemies. He study who he have to go against, and just like you have to study who he is. So that's what I'm trying to tell you right now. How y'all seeing all this Illuminati stuff, this eye of providence, the eye of Horus, or just all these different eyes? Think about it. What was his seal? The eye. It has been seen. When he seen it, he placed the seal. Now you have eyes everywhere, all over the whole world, all over, and all of them talking about an eye. It's food for thought. You hear me? Like it make you really think about this. Like think about this junk, like for real. Like think about it. If he's the sealer and he sealed everything to show that it's been checked. It's the eye. It's the eye. It all lines up. You hear me? I'm gonna do some more videos. This pretty much gonna be like something for many videos. I'm gonna do a couple of videos, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna describe how God lined up the angels and how these angels came down and just started scrambling up everything. And once you pay attention and really think about it, you're going to see how everything starts to connect. Everything starts to connect. And one thing a lot of pastors and some ministers and people don't believe in is looking at like the lost books of the Bible and stuff like that. Man, you got to look at them books, because this was really part of the books, like the book of Enoch. You hear me? Enoch tell you some stuff in there that'll have your mind gone. Like, what in the world? Like, how this happen? What? Yeah, for real? Yeah. That's the book of Enoch. And I'm not saying all these books are right, because they have some books that's just wrong. I'm going to talk about them in other videos. But anyway, but you got to start bringing in the whole Bible. You can't just do the 66 books. The 66 books